You are listening to the ERP, Organizational Change Journal, a podcast brought to you by Nestell and Associates.
Brent, I'm going to challenge you here for a moment, but if you could, in one sentence, how would you define HCM for our listeners? So at the intro of the podcast, I gave a definition based on Forbes, right? But how would Brent define HCM in one sentence?
Thank you for challenging me on that. I will say that I'm going to try to keep this literally to grammatically one sentence. HCM consists of practices and technology that help an organization manage the employment of people.
So then, Brent, a follow-up to that, you talk about this really interesting idea about abstract and concrete. But in general, what value would you say does a good HCM program bring to large-scale organizational change, and why?
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. And I'll just preface this by saying I'm sure I'm going to miss some important key points. But one thing that comes to mind right off the bat is modern technology for HCM brings with it powerful analytics that HR and also line managers who are close to the employee experience can monitor, keep track of, to help the organization manage its workforce and I would say optimize its diversity. And this is a very, very key point that I think is absolutely essential for folks to understand is that, if you're an organization that's trying to manage the enterprise from a cultural level, from a change standpoint, you absolutely must have highly capable HCM systems in place and progressively minded HR and practitioners. And by progressively minded, I mean folks who see their role as more than just an administrative paper pushing position, but as being agents of change in the organization.